Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? Giving YouTube a minute to come up. It is good to be here. Friday morning, September 29, 2003. Well, I would like to say a very, very special welcome to the first webinar broadcast for the Leaders Arise meet and greet business session and webinar series. Today, we will be having two presentations, one in the morning session, which is now, and then we have our evening session presentation, which will be at about 5 o'clock, where we'll be speaking about transferable skills. So welcome, welcome, welcome to all who are on the platforms watching. Those on TikTok, a very special welcome. Tana, Kenroy, Idiosia, Dorrit, and all who are joining. If you would like to see the PowerPoint that I am showing, then feel free to come on over on YouTube at Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. That is where you'll be able to see the visual. So what I'll be talking about today. Today, we will be doing a session on entrepreneurship, okay? It's an introduction to entrepreneurship. Just 1 second. Okay, so I hope that noise has now passed, so you no longer hear that funny noise in the background. So the topic is starting a business 101. I am Lyssa-Ann Clarke, and I am a business consultant. I am on TikTok known as the Jamaican Dragon Slayer. Thank you for all who joined me last night for ladies' night for prayer and on Tuesday night where we did Bible study. Thank you so much. So today I'm online in another capacity, and since I'm sharing on YouTube, I said, let me just come on TikTok as well. So we have a leadership event. We have a leadership event going on right now. The physical office is in Philadelphia. That is where persons are meeting up. That is where persons are meeting up to share on their business. If you're online on the platform and you'd like to join us this evening on the live, then you can also share about your business. What is your business name? What is it that you do? Where you are located? But you need to join us on Zoom. Join us on Zoom so that we can share your business card, or we can do a live interview with you. Okay? So that's it. So to get that information, I posted the information. My email address should be on TikTok on the poster. If not, email me at bizcoachja@gmail.com, or WhatsApp me. Don't call, WhatsApp me today at 845-2696. And I'll let you come on for the evening segment. We also have a segment on Saturday. So we start this evening at 4 p.m. online. We have Dr. Stephanie Larty coming on from Australia, and she will be teaching transferable leadership skills. And tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I will be doing workplace bullying and harassment. Yes, overcomer, yes. Yes. You got that right. I'm not sure who this is, but yes. All right. So I'll be doing workplace bullying and harassment tomorrow morning. At 11 o'clock, we have Andrea Toussaint. She is a leadership manager. She'll be training on leadership. Leaders Arise. Come with your book, your pencils. You're going to be going into a breakout rooms and we're going to be learning some skills, some leadership skills, not just management skills. There's a difference. There's a difference. Not all leaders are managers. All right. But managers are supposed to be leaders because that's a part of their role. Okay. So you'll be learning some key things. And I believe that this is important because if we do not have good leadership skills, sometimes we tend to use things like brute force and we don't know how to treat people. We tend to use emotional abuse. We emotionally abuse our subordinates at work. We may be extremely overly controlling, and that's an issue. Micromanaging, not allowing people to do their work, right? And we're calling it supervision. And there may be conflicts on the job if we don't have good leadership skills. So there are many, many poor leaders. They just need training. And the organizations may not have the funding to do it, or some may not see the need to finance training for the staff. But I do see the need for training at all levels. Subordinates need to understand the role of managers and leaders. Leaders need to understand how they need to perform, right? And so that there is cohesion and cooperativeness in the workplace. The workplace should not be a hostile working environment. And what I have seen, well, what I've seen so far in many organizations is that it's a hostile working environment. You're afraid to go to work. When you leave work, you keep thinking about work day in, day out. That happened to me. Leave work, but work wasn't left at work. I came home still thinking about the stress that I experienced. Add you a little, and I understand what you're saying. I'm doing a live and I'm going to be showing a presentation. I can't add you as a guest to this, not right now, but maybe in another show I can. Okay, thank you so much. So I'm explaining what we're doing. We're doing training series. We're promoting businesses. If it is you have a little small business, hairdresser, nail shop, you sell your juices, we will allow you to share where your business is located, where you're located. You can come and find the clients, and that is free of cost. But for our training, to join it live, we would appreciate if you give a contribution of $35 for it. Okay, because these trainings are normally very expensive, but this is just contribution. Okay, we have persons coming from different parts of the world to do training. We have Jody-Ann Wright. She is from Florida. She'll be training tomorrow evening on starting a bit, growing your business. So from the ground up, what to do, how to market. She knows how to hustle. She has lost and she has won, and she will give you practical tips, especially for persons who are starting over in a new country. What do you do? How do you cope? How do you get your foot through the door? All right. So she'll be teaching you how to build your business from the ground up. Not how to formalize it, how to literally build it, getting suppliers, logistics, all those things that you need, she will be speaking about. Okay. So we also have Dr. Larty again coming tomorrow, and we have our business pitch segment. So that's it. That's on our schedule this evening. You will be able to promote. You'll be able to listen to Dr. Larty. Tomorrow, you'll have Leaders Arise, leadership training. I'll be a part of the training too, because I need to learn so many different things. I'll be speaking about workplace harassment and bullying in the morning. 11 o'clock, we have Leaders Arise. In the afternoon, we have the other segments. So please do join us. Thank you so much. So are we ready? Welcome, welcome, welcome to those on YouTube and those here in Zoom. So you're here because you want to know about entrepreneurship. You want to know about starting a business. Have you started a business before? Why is it that you want to start a business? starting a business is not easy. Not an easy process. And so many individuals have a dream, this dream of starting a business. For me, I was just a hustler, started out as a hustler. I learned about principles of business when I was in sixth form, right? When I left Oberlin, that's my first high school, I didn't learn principles of business there. But then when I went to Murgrove, I did principles of business and I did so well in that subject that became my favorite subject. And I pursued that passion in business. I went into banking and just 1 minute. I went into banking and thereon I still hustled. So my hustling back then entailed doing wedding decoration, making cosmetic purses for the girls who were in the industry with me, because we had to put on our makeup and look pretty at the front desk. So I'd make the cosmetic purses and sell to my colleagues. I would make gift baskets and sell. I would do typing for people because I could type. I did typing in CXC, and I bought my first computer system in 1999 with the printer, the scanner, everything. And I would make postcards and I would type assignments. And that is how I hustled and I made my money. I saw scrunchie too. You know, those days we had scrunchie and we put our hair in one. Whatever talent, whatever gift it is that God gives you, it's not for you to sit on it. It is for you to use it. Okay? So I never thought that any of those businesses could have been profitable until I learned that party planning and wedding decor could make me some money. And that is when I decided to go and to invest in training. So if you're going to become an entrepreneur, or if you already are an entrepreneur, training is so important, even in your skill area. Yes, Overcomer, thank you for that. Training is so important, right? Sometimes you think you know it all, but there's always something else that we can learn. There are tricks in the trade. You may be the person who is good at invention. So you may be able to make coconut drops, or maybe your grandmother taught you how to add a little extra spice so that your coconut drop have a different flavor. You can use that and get a competitive edge if there is a demand for your business, right? You have to understand the marketplace, know who you're supplying. Where is it that you're going to be selling your product? Are you going to be selling it to shops like Things Jamaica or Carby's, a souvenir store? Are you going to be selling it in the supermarket or the pharmacies? Are you going to be selling it to children? Are you going to walk up and down and sell it? So you have to understand where your market is a special niche. What is your packaging? What is the standard that you use? There are standards when it comes on to food production. What is the standard that you use? Will your product stand up to scrutiny if it was to be exported? You have to look on these things. What is the standard that is expected for export? Do you have a barcode? Where do you get that barcode? Do you need to go to Bureau Standard? Do you need to go to SRC? These are things that you have to consider. So today in this presentation, we're going to look on, okay, is entrepreneurship right for you? Is it? Who is the entrepreneur? Are you comfortable being an entrepreneur or working for people? What are some of the business challenges? And we're going to look as well on idea generation. How do I know what business to open? So we're going to use a tool called the funnel. We're going to use a funnel to generate a business idea. So get your pen and your pencils. Get your pen and your pencils. We're going to look on macro screening and micro screening to get that done. All right. So my fellow people on TikTok, you may have to come on over to, you may have to come on over to our site because I'm having some challenges with this device that I'm using. It is dying quickly on me. All right. Let me see something. Give me a minute. Let me see if you can stretch it. It was fully charged, but I'm having a challenge with it. So let's see. Just 1 minute. Sorry those on YouTube. Just a minute. Let me see if I can accommodate these people here. 1 minute. But to see the slides, because I have pictures and stuff, to see the slides, come on over to the YouTube channel, which is Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. I believe that will be better for you, okay? Don't want you to lose the feed at all. All right. All right, let's go. So, is entrepreneurship right for you? How to set up and maintain a small business. And this is just a small amount of information that we can give in the time that we have here, right? Entrepreneurship by itself can stretch out into a series of many classes. Even marketing itself is a class by itself. So we're just going to touch on a few points, and whatever else that you need in terms of business support, feel free to email me at thiscoachja. And if you need help with your business plans or so, then we can have that discussion. Tomorrow evening, I'll be touching business plan writing. I'll look on a small amount of business planning here today, but the parts of a business plan, we're going to look on that tomorrow evening during the webinar series, okay? So let's go. Who will benefit from this session? The unemployed, persons waiting to own their own business, individuals who want to transition from full-time to part-time employment or to being self-employed, existing small business operators, and entrepreneurs who cannot gain certain benefits due to their informality. So you're hustling, but you can't get the benefits that you normally get if you are a registered entrepreneur. Well, here you can consider why you should formalize your business. So we have some objectives here for a lesson today, and our objectives include that you should be able to differentiate between who is the entrepreneur and who is the intrapreneur. You should be able to evaluate your own skills and talents that can be used to start a business. You should understand what personal entrepreneurial characteristic is. And you should be able to know that you can use micro and macro screening to help you in idea generation, so you can know what business to start, okay? As well as to assess if entrepreneurship is a viable option for you. And if you're just joining and you don't know who I am, my name is Lyssa-Ann Clarke, and I'm a facilitator. I'm a business consultant, a business coach. I have a master's degree in not just an ordinary master's degree. I have a master's in business administration, that's MBA, with a specialization in entrepreneurship. I have a bachelor's degree in business and computing, okay? So I'm a teacher, facilitator. I am an author, a serial author, by the way. I've written over 12 books. I have another book coming out, The Creative Biz Coach. It's about business planning, all right? So that book should be launched very soon. And you can contact me at The Prophetic Art on Instagram, at The Creative Biz Coach on Instagram, here on TikTok, and by email at bizcoachja. So let's go into the meat of the matter. What is entrepreneurship? If you know what entrepreneurship is, please type it in the comments. Please type it in the chat. Let me see what your suggestions are. I welcome your feedback as we go through this session together. I'm not here alone. I'm here with you. So I will appreciate your feedback. What is entrepreneurship? And what exactly does it mean to you, right? Entrepreneurship is considered formally as a factor of production, which is an element needed to be productive. Without entrepreneurship in Jamaica, how would Jamaica survive? Because of entrepreneurship, we get foreign exchange, we get additional earning, persons are employed. The nation is seen as productive because people are engaged and not at home sitting, not doing anything, they are busy. Entrepreneurship is also defined as the process of starting a business. So this is what we are focusing on, the process of starting a business. Over the years, the process of starting a business has gotten easier. There was a time when it was assumed that only the rich, only the wealthy could open and operate a business. Only those who had links, right? Only the top notch. But this is not so. From back in the days, they've always been hustlers. They've always been creative people offering the services, the dressmaker, the farmer out there. But what makes a difference is the level, the scale in which things are done and how things are done. All right? The scale in which things are done and how things are done. So people still operate traditional brick and mortar business, the traditional mom and pop shop, like your shopkeeper down the road who converted her veranda into a shop and a storeroom. Do you live in a community like that where this person probably bought a scheme house, a 2-bedroom, and somehow creatively found a little spot to set up a shop on their veranda or in the front room, because they realize that people in the community need to buy things, and at nighttime they can't go out into town. They may have to take taxi or bus, and that's more expensive. So they started their own business that way. They are people who have become more technologically savvy in today's environment, and they're able to utilize modern strategies, including marketing strategies and systems, to be able to get their business up and running. Even children now are operating businesses. Children used to do little lemonade stand back in the day, but we see children who have become authors, children who have non-profit organization giving sponsorship to the less fortunate. That is a type of business. A non-profit is a business too. You have social organizations that exist, okay? So there are different types of businesses, and you can own one. What is it that is in your heart? Is your heart saying to give food and clothing to the poor? You don't have to just walk and give it away. You can register it and you can get donations and grants. Whenever it is, whenever it is that you give companies, give donations, some get tax write-off. So there's a benefit when one gives donation. So you can use systems to limit your overhead expenses. You can use even solar lighting today. If it is that you're a manufacturing company, back in the day, it's so expensive to use JPS Live to do manufacturing. But what you could do by hand now, there are inventions that you can get from countries such as India and China. They just want to know what problem you have for them to design something. And technically, the phrase that says there is nothing new under the sun, God gives people all over the world the same ideas. So there are limited inventions now that we see it's already been done. Whatever it is you're thinking about, if you search, there are others out there with the idea and the need. You just need to network and collaborate. And if you see that it is non-existent, what you're looking for, use your creativity. Maybe God is giving you an idea as how to make money, how to solve a problem. He's giving you a niche. That is how many business owners start their business. They have a unique idea. God gave you that idea, and he says, this is yours. So you protect it, you patent it, you copyright it, you use your brand, and you make your money from it. So adopt a work smarter attitude and get to enjoy life. There are many persons who put some business on automation and they earn while they sleep, like they use Amazon FBA, or they use what is called drop shipping. Drop shipping is buying from a supplier, setting up an online e-commerce business, allowing that supplier, when the purchase is made, to ship the product to the buyer, and you have no handling of the product, but you're still getting money because you invested in this product and you set up an online platform. People buy, they don't know you. They get the product same way, you get your rating, you get your money, and you become profitable. All right. So there are many persons who have their business on Etsy and Amazon who use drop shipping, right? Or Amazon FBA, and you earn. There are persons who do foreign exchange trading. That can be, if you don't know how to use a platform, if you're not training, I'd say that's a high risk business, right? But there are bloggers online who give so many different ideas as to how to use a virtual space to earn. Or ask yourself, what is the need in your environment? Is it something that will cost you a lot to start up? Or is it something that requires little capital? If it is little capital, where can you get the capital from? Can you get it from your church? Can you get it from an angel investor, someone who's willing to invest in you? Can you get it from your family? Do you have a savings account or a savings plan towards getting what it is that you need? Maybe you can do a fundraiser. I've seen some of my students come up with some creative fundraisers, and some aren't unique ideas either. Some do cake sale, some put on parties, some do fish fry, and they use it as start up for something else. So they don't just eat off the money when they make the profit. They use that money and invest in something else. How about you using your housekeeping gift that you have? You're training housekeeping, and you may find it hard to get a full-time job, and you're just getting some days pay or days work. How about you creating your own housekeeping business, work in partnership with some of your classmates, and go out there giving a professional job? Make sure you don't steal anything from the people and work home. And you set up a good reputation for yourself so that you are trusted. People will hire you. And we even see during COVID time where organizations had to hire people to come in to sanitize. Many persons are too busy to clean their home. They don't like it. They would rather spend time making money. Find that opportunity, that niche. Where does your skill set lie? What do you like to do? Do you like to talk? Maybe you can create a podcast and talk, since your gift is talking. Okay, thank you so much, Jamaica Neil, right? If you're a consultant or a specialist in that area, maybe you need more procurement, right? Maybe you can share the tricks in the trade by being a consultant to other businesses who need that help. They don't know how to bid. So be a consultant in the area in which God put you, where your expertise lie. And then eventually you can train others. Yeah? And your business will go from there. There's a girl who I admire so much. Her name is Sirika Maka. She's now Smith. She went to St. Mary's College, and I remember years ago seeing her put up a little advertisement on Facebook saying that she's able to help small businesses with taxes. She'll help you to file your return, right? And it's a person like this. If you text her and you ask her a question about how to file a tax return and so forth, she will tell you. She wasn't afraid to share with you. And I watched her little business where she would go and help people, go and pick up the papers and do her thing herself, grow to the point where she got an award from Scotia Bank, and she has her own beautiful office with staffing now. So it takes time. We're almost built in a day. So some things just don't happen overnight. It takes time. So you would think, based on what you want to do you want to set up a business that earn while you sleep? Or do you want to be active day to day, be that face of the business? It depends. You can have multiple businesses. My dream is to be a serial entrepreneur, meaning have multiple businesses. And as such, one of the strategies that I have looked on is to say, okay, what is the skill and talent that I have? I talk, I teach, I write. I didn't want to become an author just like that. It was God who gave me all these experiences, all this drama, all this excitement, growing up in the country, taking trucks to go to school, having people say, "Hog and goat," right? This is exciting country experience, going to the river every day. And I'm like, I've had some experiences that the traditional, the normal, average Jamaican who come from town didn't have. I think that I should be able to share this. That is how this desire came. But to move from having an idea to having a published book, two different things. So the first book that I tried to write had some of these stories in it growing up. What happened, X, Y, and Z. But it wasn't until it was time, because we have to look on time on season 2. It wasn't until it was the right time for me to become an author that the real stories came and my first book was published. And that was when something traumatic happened to me, where I experienced loss and I experienced something beautiful and something magical, even in the midst of adversity. And that is when I launched out into the deep to become an author. Now I thought that, okay, now I have a book. The book will remain right there. It's a book. But God said to me, no, it's not just a book. I want you to create courses out of books. I want you to create podcasts out of books. Create some value-added products. Maybe you can create some games out of your books. So don't just look on, if you're going to become an author, that's it, you have the book and leave it at that. If it is that you write a book of poems, use it as an opportunity to have a poetry album where your poems are on audio and people can listen while they go to work, right? Use it to create a movie, a play, something, right? So they're value-added products. Now, globalization has facilitated online trade. And again, if you're online and you want to see the PowerPoint, come on over to Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica and you can see the PowerPoint itself. So globalization has facilitated online trade, transaction, and businesses. We're no longer limited to plan our trade at home, okay? But we have to use non-traditional marketing strategies because the door-to-door not working these days. Even if somebody come like a Jehovah's Witness come to a door, we're not going to open our doors to people. We have become fearful and it's become unsafe because of the environment we're living in. So we're using different ways to advertise, and social media, as well as traditional electronic media, is still being used. So you can still use a newspaper, right? But still use bulletin board, still use a bulletin board, but mostly social media. If it is that you have those radios that go to your community that do advertisement, if you live in an area where there's one such methodology that can be used, you use them as well. They're different. There are a whole heap of different ways to do promotion. Okay. So let's now look a little bit more as who is the entrepreneur and what are some of the expectations for the entrepreneur? And remember, if you have questions or if you have something to say, just type it in the chat so I can address it. Okay. Thank you so much. And for those on TikTok, if you want to share one of those little gifts, the rose, the diamond, or something, feel free so that my video can get more views as well. Okay, so who is an entrepreneur? The entrepreneur is that person that opens a business. It is that person who engages in a legal commercial activity, that is the proper term, legal commercial activity, and is willing to accept the risk to start a business with the aim to make a profit. So it is risk. It is risky. The other day, I attempted to form a business with a partner. I took a risk. The risk didn't work out. That's just life. That's how it is. When it is that you're an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to just accept the risk that you lose some and you win some. But the whole aim of starting a business is to make a profit. Okay? Now, there are persons who are comfortable being an entrepreneur. Who is the entrepreneur? The entrepreneur is the individual who is employed to an organization and helps the organization to make its profit. And they're quite fine with that. And most of us start off, once you leave high school or so, as entrepreneurs working for people. And that is where we tend to learn professionalism and certain skills in the skill set, okay, in the workplace, being around other people, watching them work. All right, that's where we tend to learn these things. So tell me now, you're here and you're watching the broadcast. Are you an entrepreneur or are you an entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur or are you an entrepreneur? That is important to know. Assess yourself. Do you work for someone or do you work for someone else? Do you want to work for yourself? And why? Do you have the personality to own a business? Don't think that to own a business that you have to have this gregarious personality. Whatever weak area you have, you can hire people with that strength and skill set so your dream can be accomplished. So if it is that you're a quiet person, but you're very good and meticulous with numbers and accuracy, you can stay behind the desk, but hire someone who is people friendly with great, excellent customer service skills, who can sell off your business, all right, who can attract clients. Why do you think banks put young people with a certain appearance at the front desk? To attract people to the business, right? So do the same thing. Come up with a strategy. So are you suitable to become an entrepreneur now? For many, as you can see with the Chinese or the Indians, they learn about entrepreneurship from they were in the womb, technically speaking. They were raised in an environment in a shop where they see their parents, the mother, the father, or so, right? Selling. And as they come from school, they have to help pack out, stock the shelves, so they learn stock taking. They learn stock taking. They learn how to check. Yes, not just using a calculator, but checking with their heads, out of their heads, you know, how to calculate, how to multiply, how to divide. They learn how to serve. They develop their customer service skills from teenagers through a family business, from a mentor through experiential learning, by hustling, or sometimes by chance, a business might start. You may be a good cook, a good baker, and you carry your cake to church to share. All of a sudden, you notice that people are coming to church every Sunday because they want to taste your cake after church or your cookies, right? And then somebody said to you, you know, Jane, or you know, John, your cookies are so good. Your cake is so good. Can I have some for my shop? Here you now have an opportunity. I remember a story from former minister and business guru. He is Miles Monroe, Dr. Miles Monroe, shared a true story about a lady who used to work at a hotel. I think she was a cleaner and she lost her job, right? She lost her job and she came to him and she cried and she said, oh, Dr. Miles Monroe, I lost my job. And he said, okay, every disappointment has an opportunity. What is the opportunity in this? What do you have at home? And she said, oh, all I have my stove. And, you know, he said, okay, you have your stove. Can you cook? What do you know to do? And she said, I can bake cookies. So he said, here is what you're going to do. You're going to go back to that place that lay you off, that fire you, where you left from. And you're going to go with some packages of cookies and you're going to say, thank you. This is a gift to say thank you for having me, for having, you know, allowed me to work in this organization. And she gave the packages of cookies, bake it, you know, gave it away. And the persons there at the hotel kept contacting her for more cookies to the point where she became a major supplier, not just of that hotel, but supermarket, till she have her own chain or store doing cookies. And he got a big donation from her. He said that lady gave him a big check because it was the advice that he gave her saying, you know what? Every disappointment has some opportunity in it. What is the opportunity in you being laid off here? The same stone that the builder reject become a chief cornerstone. So don't necessarily look on bad things as just, with a victim mentality. Look on it to say, what lessons did you learn? Did you learn to get stronger here? Did you learn to not trust people here? Did you learn that there's an opportunity in failure? Did you learn that there's an opportunity in pain? Did you learn to push past pain? Did you learn? What did you learn? Did you learn that people's opinion of you doesn't matter, doesn't make a difference? Because maybe they thought she was a poor housekeeper. But in being a poor housekeeper and in losing that job, she learned that she was an excellent baker. So what is for you can't be unfor you. But regardless of the type of business that you own, it takes work. It takes effort. It takes sweat and tears, and it takes time. It is not easy for some persons. They struggle for years before the little business grow and start making a profit, or even break even, much as making a profit. Okay? So you must be persistent, and you must look on what are the factors affecting the business, the internal factors and the external factors, meaning the things inside the business, how the business is set up, right? The skill sets, the resources you have, the external things like your suppliers, your customers, those things. Okay? So these are things you look on. So what characteristics are best suited for the entrepreneur? As I said, you don't always have to be a loudmouth. There are many successful entrepreneurs who are loudmouth. Okay? Let us look on the following personal characteristics, and I want you to assess yourself to see, is this me? If this is not you, then make a note, right? So you know what to straighten on. If you're not a great speaker or customer service agent, you can get training in customer service. If you're afraid to speak, you can join Toastmasters, that wonderful club that teach you how to write speech and how to do public engagement. And you can become bold. Work on that. Or you can hire someone with that skill set. So number one, are you a risk taker? Risk taking is the first characteristic of the entrepreneur. Are you willing to say, I'm going to invest X amount, I'm going to buy up this furniture, I'm going to buy up stock, I'm going to employ people, or I'm going to work on my own, and this is my plan. I'm going to, whether it be leave a job, or I'm going to establish a business in my community, even though it's a garrison place, even though drugs run there, even though extortionists might be there. This is what I'll be doing. I'm going to operate a taxi, even though I know it's serious time. Are you a risk taker? So that's the first thing you need to check off on your list. 2, information seeker. Are you an information seeker? Are you willing to go out there to do the research to build a profitable business? Are you willing to network, to listen to others, to get information from the newspaper? Are you willing to get training, necessary training, to look within yourself and say, I don't know everything? Right? Information seeking. Believe it or not, there are some people who love being ignorant and are comfortable sitting in their ignorance. If it is that you love being ignorant, then maybe entrepreneurship may not be for you. Why? Because we're living in a dynamic working environment and a dynamic world where things change and shift quickly. You may be using an archaic methodology to do something that costs you so much when you could use something that is done in a shorter time with a better strategy, with the right tool, and it costs you less stress. So information seeking is important. The next quality that's important for you to have is a commitment to quality and efficiency. And we see where that also work hand in hand with information seeking. If you're committed to quality, then you're going to be interested in continuous improvement. continuous improvement of processes, continuous improvement of the work, and continuous improvement of yourself. So that means you're going to want to information seek, and that means you're going to want training. You're going to invest in you, whether it be free or paid. There is so much resource on the internet. Udemy, Teachable, SlideShare. Just Google, YouTube. We call it Google University. I tell my students all the time, you can go to Google University and get anything out there that you want, right? There's so many videos out there on YouTube, free information. Are you committed to quality and efficiency? Efficiency means doing things in as short as possible time, as best as possible. Somehow in Jamaica, I wonder if the banks are interested in efficiency. The amount of time it takes. The other day I went to get a debit card at a bank, and it took me 4 hours to get a debit card. And I look on it and I said, these people don't care because they already have their clientele. Yeah. They have limited staff. They know it's lunchtime. Even after lunchtime, 3 o'clock, you're still wondering what's happening. What kind of system is it that they have established? And when you look in the hall, it was a crowded. There weren't so many persons there. Why? You'd have to wait so much hours just to get a debit card. You should be committed to quality and efficiency. The next characteristic is persistence. How easily do you give up? Do you keep trying despite hard times, despite the circumstances, despite not getting any clients, like still coming on and doing lives despite only 5 persons watching or 1 person? Sometimes nobody is on, but still show up. One day it will pay off. One day it will pay off. Still show up with your load at the spot. Still smile. Be persistent. Are you committed to your work contract? That's another quality. I remember in the past, I used to go to this hairdresser. The hairdresser supposed to open at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, she's not there. And she don't put out any notice that she won't be there at this time. She doesn't take appointments, so it's not like, say, you could schedule an appointment. Then, are you supposed to stand up all day and wait for this hairdresser to come? Or do you go about your business and find another hairdresser? So, commitment to work contract has to do with, okay, you promise that you're going to allow yourself to be available during this particular time, or that you're going to offer this particular good and service, okay? Is that what you're doing? Are you deviating from it? How do you communicate that with your clients, etc., etc.? Okay, so that's another one. Creative. I know there is creativity in you. There's creativity and ingenuity in all of us. God made us unique. God made us special. And if you're feeling not creative, ask, and it shall be given unto you. Creativity is a characteristic. If you believe you're low on creativity and you need ideas or innovation, hire someone who is very artistic, someone with creative skills, and you can see it. And creativity don't necessarily mean that it's limited to drawing, but this person can come up with great ideas for your brand, great products for your brand, tell you about different systems and setup. It can be something as simple as how to set up a table, a display table with your brochure. That can show creativity. I've been to some expos or meet and greet networking session, and I've seen some outstanding setup. And it's the people there in the workplace that didn't hire anybody creative to come and to set up that table. How creative are you? There is creativity in you. If you want to be inspired by creativity, simple, join a platform like Pinterest, Pinterest, and you will see people make real creative stuff from paper, from bead, from glass, from wood, ideas. What to do for a party, what to do for a wedding. I'm telling you, anything you need, how to set up a table decor. When my housekeeping girls, I used to hire some of my housekeeping students, right, to come and to clean for me. And what I loved the most was that when they were finished with my home, it was like a new home. My bathroom, they spray perfume. It never dawned on me. I'm used to using air freshener, but them spray perfume. They do towel decor. So they say, okay, miss, you have a silk flower here, a rose, or give me a pin here. And next thing you know, they roll up 2 towel, and the towel look like swans kissing or swans sitting up, and they put it on the stand in the bathroom, and they put something on the shelf here, on the dresser here, on the bed there. And you say, but wait, these girls are so creative, right? What creativity do you have? I remember I was packaging honey. I had an interest in honey. I was teaching entrepreneurship to some of my students at that time at Heart Trust. And I said, you know what? I like the flavor of honey, but suppose I was to try another flavor. And I came up with about 5 different flavors, and I tested it out on the students. Yeah. And we had some great honey products. How creative are you? Now, with your creativity, you need to get the science to back it up. It is something that is edible and something that may be unsafe. So get a chemist to test out to see if there's any bacteria, any fungus, anything, and get your product properly labeled and approved. One of my students, I did not copyright the product. One of my students tried the product. His family was doing honey, right? They had bee rearing at the time. And the next thing I know, I saw him advertising that they had this particular flavor honey. So here what? When you're innovative, when you're doing your product testing, you may have to get persons sign confidentiality agreement, have a non-disclosure clause, like instead of writing what the ingredient is that is in it, you have it as sample A, product A, just put your creative name on it. Learn from other people's experiences, people, right? And then you patent your product or you copyright what can be copyrighted. During that time, when I was checking out the whole copyright process and patenting process, what I was told was that while you may be able to get protection in Jamaica, in America, they could steal your product and that there was no such copyright available for that type of food product or food. So when you come on to food, once somebody find out whatever the ingredient is in your food or so, that's what I found out when I did research at the time, that they could steal your idea and run with it. Yeah. So somebody in another country could do it because our country was open to duplication. And what I saw happen too was that there were many creative persons, like the craft vendors. As I was also doing bead making, I would make jewelry, earring and necklaces and bracelets. And when I went to the North Coast to sell souvenirs, I would see these souvenirs there, but they were imported from China and imported from India. And people who come to Jamaica want authentic things. But guess what? They were cheaper. Those organizations had that competitive advantage because they got it from China. It was cheaper. And it undercut the natural creative industry. If a Jamaican made a dolly, and there was a lady who I used to liaise and get supplies from for some shell products, they used to make dolls. And they would put on these beautiful uniforms. They were the first company to make those dolls, right? With uniforms. Yeah. Next thing we know, the products were in these Indians and Chinese shops, duplicated. And if your product had on a red dress, the only difference was that their product had on a blue dress. So something's going to be very difficult for you. If it is that you're going to get your copyright, get it early before you put it out there on the shelf. Otherwise, you're going to have some issues. Okay? That should be a part of your planning and monitoring, which is the next personal characteristic that you should have as an entrepreneur. Systematic planning and monitoring. Okay? Have your meetings, do your planning, check your goals. See, so setting up your goal is different from monitoring. Do your audits, because we have goal setting here. Bless you, Nan, bless you. We have goal setting here. I'm doing business today, Nan. So we're teaching about entrepreneurship, right? So you set your goals, you monitor, and you plan. You have your staff meeting, you have your development meeting, you have your strategic goals, you have your vision board, you have your vision and mission, and you work towards getting what you have established, a little step at a time, little goal at a time, $200 at a time until you reach the $1,000 goal. Here is another characteristic you're expected to have. Persuasion and networking. Now, some persons may feel that this is a weak spot for you because you're not a talker. You're not a talker. You're afraid to network. That don't mean you still can't go to a meet and greet and give out a business card. Have a table. Sit around the table and carry somebody with you who loves to talk, who can represent the business. Okay? So try to get over that shyness and learn how to interface, how to interact with people, because it is necessary. Because if someone comes with an objection as to why people should not buy your product, you need to be able to say, this is the reason why my product is excellent. The quality, the standard, the people work behind the scene, we are outstanding. You should be able to send your brand. I am unique. This is a unique product. It is worth the price. So persuasion and networking. You should be even able to persuade an investor. Why should you invest in the business? Why should I invest in your business? You have 1 minute to tell me about your business and why I should invest. This is a business that has excellent opportunity to grow brand Jamaica, to develop our community. Our community is in need of local. Sorry, TikTokers. I laugh, right? You should be able to speak about your business, right? So that is, just a minute. That is persuasion and networking. You can get sales training to help you to become persuasive. Sales training and public speaking training can help you with that skill set. Okay? Hold on, I'm just trying to make an adjustment here because this thing is slipping. Bear with me a minute, please. All right. The next spec, for those of you who are here, join me on YouTube or on the Zoom link. You can see the slides on YouTube at Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. There you can see the slides. I'm showing a PowerPoint right now, okay? The next characteristic is self-confidence. Sometimes we get some battering and bruising through life. It might be emotional and mental abuse from our parents, from our spouses, from our children, from our neighbors. Sometimes it starts with the school that we have attended, the teachers, you know, and who we're around. So we might lose self-esteem, have low self-esteem issues. Don't let that stop you from achieving your goal of becoming an entrepreneur. Work on your self-confidence. You can get personal development training and you can improve your self-concept and know your self-worth. Okay? Opportunity seeking, that's the next characteristic. Opportunity seekers. You might see something come up on the news and an idea just boom, boom, boom. Hey, I have an idea. I'm always looking for an opportunity to invest. I'm always looking for an opportunity to make money. An opportunity seeker may be someone who, as they see, they may be an innovator where, as say, for example, cryptocurrency just came out. Seems as if it's something risky. Nobody else ever hear about cryptocurrency. But you're an innovator, so you're willing to try. Right? You're willing to invest in cryptocurrency to see what happens. So you're an opportunity seeker, always wanting something new that can make you some money or so. All right. The next characteristic that is good is if you can work independently. There's some persons who can only work in a team, some persons because of confidence issues too. They feel as if they have to be in a crowd. It is good if you can work on your own, and then if you need help, you outsource help. You're not always going to be around people. But you at least need to know what it is your business is about. Have the skills and competency to get clients. Good morning, Javan. Have the skills and competencies to get clients. Have the skills and competency to create the product. You must have some skill set needed for the business to operate. Otherwise, there are sharks out there. There are people who will come and work for you just to see the technique that you use and go and open their own business with the ideas and what you've taught them. You can't stop them unless, I'm coming, Javan. You can't stop them unless you sign. First of all, you'd have to sign a confidentiality agreement, a confidentiality clause when the individual enters your workplace to say, whatever it is that you learn here, you're not allowed to share our private business with others. If you learn secrets in making this product, it should remain with us and you're not allowed to be a competitor, okay? So if they are willing to sign that, you go ahead. But there are persons, no matter what, if there is a special ingredient that is used in the business, label it secret sauce number 1. Label it special ingredient, but don't necessarily say what that special ingredient is for that product. Because when people find out what that secret ingredient is, more than likely, they will try to see if they can do it, duplicate it, or make it better. And they will compete with you for something that you created. Apple. Steve Jobs had the Apple computer, right? He believed that personal computers could revolutionize the world if persons had a computer on the desk or if they had the ability to have a computer at home. He was pushing it, he was marketing it. He wanted to see that happen. And although he was the one who started the business at Apple, he had a board. And the board decided that they were going to hire someone on the outside to become his manager. And they had a disagreement about what should happen with this product. This person came from Pepsi. He knew about soda. He didn't know about computers, but he knew about marketing. And they had a disagreement. And because of it, Steve Jobs, who started the business Apple, was fired from his own business. They thought that the personal computer would not make it, that it would be a failed product because of how it was marketed at the time. Steve Jobs was an innovator who thought about products before people knew they needed that product. Like the iPhone and the iPad and the what's the first one? iPod, the iPod came before the iPad, iPad. So when he came out with that tablet, it was after that you had Amazon came out with theirs, and you saw all sorts of different Androids. He was an innovator. And it was his idea of having personal computers that motivated Bill Gates and these other geniuses, computer science and math geniuses, to launch out into the deep. And we see where Bill Gates became much more known and prominent because of his Android system, right? And the personal computer was seen as a success when Windows was developed, the Windows operating system. And Bill Gates didn't come up with a new product like with Microsoft Word. What he did was use the same concept of the word processor that we used to use a computer. I used it in high school, but we use Word Perfect. We used to use spreadsheet, but it was Lotus 123. But it was the same application, the same function keys, that same mainstream idea as to what the product was invented for that was used, but it was simply call it another name. Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word. What was new was PowerPoint and Access database. That was new. And here we are using the personal computer, right? You have to be innovative and creative. Who would have known that we would have wanted a presentation software like what I'm using here on Zoom and on YouTube? But we see where PowerPoints allow people to be more engaged when you're doing a presentation, when you're doing a speech, having the visual helps. So creativity is important. Opportunity seeking is important. Information seeking we see there is important. Bill Gates would have had to research to see what already exists out there and what has great potential to be able to come up with a new product. So now that you have looked on the personal entrepreneurial characteristics, I'm sure you have identified what you are good at, what you're weak at, right? I want you to just take a step back and look on your past. What are the major occurrences that have shaped you to be who you are today? Was it the good experiences, the bad experiences? Was it your characteristic, the fact that you were a tomboy, a troublemaker, an adventurous person, someone who pushed despite being bullied? What is it that made you who you are? Are you comfortable being employed when you know deep within you that you can have your own business and you want to have your own business and you can be successful at your own business, you just want a break? What is your current situation? Are you happy with your job? Are you working in the right field? Because you can be an entrepreneur, you're working in your job and you're happy and you're using that as a stepping stone to grow. Because you can learn skill sets right where you are, whether it be how to present, whether it be how to create whatever it is you need to make, whether it be to have that, develop that spirit of excellence. You can learn that while being an entrepreneur. What is your current situation? There are people who become employed just to learn a skill that they do not have. I've worked in several places. I've worked at McDonald's. Yes, I know what it is to flip burger. I know what it is to fry French fries. I know what it is, what a Big Mac is, right? The big and tasty was my favorite, right? How to make the shakes. But while I was working at McDonald's, the customer service skills that I had garnered from working in banking in the previous years, that helped me very much. Yeah. I've worked in a juvenile detention facility. Yeah. If you're shocked to see me dress up in my blue like mobile police. Yeah. When riots come, have to get in fights and doing restraints and these things. What did I learn from that experience? Oh my goodness. Mental health is important. I learned a lot. Restraining oneself is important. I learned a lot. That some skills that you learn, some informal things can help to diffuse situations. While I was on that job in social service, my poetry writing and songwriting skill was very useful to help to calm these emotionally disturbed individuals. So sometimes you have to use some of these are the intrinsic things that may not be required on the job, but is necessary for performance, for productivity, and even for peace. What do you have to give? What can you give your business? Now we're going to look on the future. So you look on the past where you were. In my past, I started out working as a secretary. Then I went into banking, did all the different roles. Then I did marketing, did customer service, did work in accounts, the different roles. Then what? Teaching. Then what? Social service, restaurant and hospitality. I work in a hotel. I realized and I appreciated housekeeping because working as a housekeeper in a hotel is not an easy job. That was not my job. I work at the front desk, but how I saw the housekeepers being treated and what happened, I realized and I could get to empathize with my colleagues. As the front office person in the hotel, yeah, I understood how it meant to serve people. Use every opportunity you get, every role that you've been in, and put it together now to see how your experiences can help to build your business. Understand? The quality that McDonald emphasized, the humanistic side that the social service required, the public speaking skills that becoming trained as a teacher developed. Put it all together to say what kind of business you can open. Maybe it's a travel business where you can speak and teach. Who knows? What does the future bring? What's your future aspiration? I want you to write down right now because the time is now. You don't know what tomorrow brings. Don't look on any limitations you have. The only limitation you have is you. God can make a way. Some people get funding in different ways. There is potential income. You can start small. You can start part-time. When I started to write my books, I started to write when I came home from work. And sometimes I'd be up typing until 2 a.m. in the morning. When God gave me a deadline and I had to get a book published, sometimes I'll be up 4 a.m. my weekends. And at that time, I was in ministry too. So my weekends was either doing conference, doing deliverance or missions, ministering, doing Sunday school or preaching, and I still had to write. Start small and grow. Do it now, write it down. Next year, where do I see myself? I want you to end your year strong this year. What goal can you write down now that you think is achievable for you for December? Can you save to buy your first equipment? Maybe the first equipment you need is a microphone, right? That one of the first things I bought to do a podcast was a ring light. A ring light here. I invested in a ring light. And I even invested in a professional mic. Wasn't expensive. What skill sets do you have? What equipment and tools do you need? If it's baking, maybe you might have the baking tins already at home. If it's cooking, maybe someone next door to you may have the big pots that you can rent in the interim until you can spend the 45,000 to buy one pot like what I saw the other day. I mean, a lot of money for a commercial pot, for a big pot. So What kind of business can you start? That's the next thing. And here is where we're going to be coming up with the idea generation activity. What kind of business? One, it depends on you. Depends on your passion. It depends on your purpose. It depends on what you can do well. Maybe it's a counseling business. Maybe you're a great listener. Maybe it's a life coach business. Antoinette, I don't know if you ever thought about life coaching, but a while ago when that came to me a while ago, that's who I saw. I saw you and coaching. And what I'm seeing is healing others as well through coaching, healing the rejected through coaching. Because you have been hurt and because of your experience, you can help others and share your testimony in a creative way. God doesn't break us. He uses the negative experiences to build us. He doesn't just break us just like that. He says we're broken to be fixed his way. But whenever he's true with us, we have a powerful testimony. What is your purpose? What are you passionate about? What problems can you solve? Maybe the business is to solve a problem, an existing problem around you, in your environment, in Jamaica, globally. Maybe it's to make an opportunity for someone or your area. What came to my mind a while ago was downtown. There is a meeting, I think, once a month with creatives, right? Downtown had so many different buildings, abandoned buildings that just look ugly. And the artists have taken on a project, which is similar to what I see in the United States, where they paint and they get to express their creativity on the walls there. And sponsors come and help them with the paint. But then they get to be known for their output. What can you offer? By doing a beautiful mural, you may become established as the artist you want to become. I remember Mr. Cole has a great business now. Started out as an art and craft teacher. And then he could do murals. And then he started to do sculpting, beautiful sculpting. And then he came up with the idea of recycling, using recycled materials to sculpt. He managed to hire staff, including his wife who works with him. And now he is making some excellent sculptures. When you look on his sculptures, Usain Bolt look like Usain Bolt. Miss Lou look like Miss Lou. Marcus Garvey, even shorter, look like Marcus Garvey. And I'm so proud to know that these creative Jamaicans just use their skills and talent. And talk about talent, his wife is an excellent singer, talented. What has God placed in you? What problem can you solve? His skill is solving a problem of unwanted trash, bottles and newspaper and refuse, converting it into something beautiful to be admired. Independence, they had a float parade. Was it this year or last year? Or was it Heroes Weekend? There was a beautiful float parade with some heroes on it. And he did all these different sculptures of the heroes. Beautiful. What is inside of you? What potential need can you provide your customer? So you're going to do an auditing of your personal skills. That's one way. You're going to say, okay, what can I do best? What do I have? Do I have land? Can I lease land? Do I have raw material? Do I have building? Do I have destiny helpers who can help me to get to where I want to go? Do you already have the machinery? You want to do a landscaping business, you have cutlass, you have a file, maybe you have a little hand axe, but you need a weed whacker or you need a lawnmower. you're not empty-handed. You have a start. So maybe you can start out by cutting down trees, pruning flowers, something, and then you take your time, buy the rest of the tools that you need. And then for the weed whacker, maybe you can't afford to buy one yet, maybe rent one. Rent the weed whacker, price your services. Hello, it's very expensive to cut yard these days, you know. The other day I went to somebody and I asked how much to cut my yard, and my yard space is small. It won't take you the whole day to cut my yard. And I earned $8,000. Right? It is so difficult to find laborers. And yet there are people on the street with their hands doing unoccupied. And they have gold in their hands. They have a gift to use them and to eat. The other day I wanted somebody to chop bamboo and to burn out bamboo off property. And we couldn't get anybody to burn the bamboo. So tell me, what is it that you have? All right. Let's go. So I want you to get a piece of paper. We're going to look on the funnel model now. And imagine a funnel like what you use to pour in some oil or so in a car, right? We're going to be generating big ideas. And then from there, we're going to brainstorm and we're going to come down to what your main project idea is. All right? So I want you to get a piece of paper. For those of you who are here on YouTube, let me type for you. And I'm going to insert a table. I'm just going to insert a table right now on YouTube. If you want to join me on YouTube so you can see the PowerPoint, come on over to Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. And you can participate and see what I'm doing. So in the table you're going to draw, you're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 columns. 10 columns. And you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. All right. So what you're trying to do is to get some business ideas, and you're starting out with what is called a macro screening. So you can filter, and then you're going to do the micro screening. All right. So in your first column, you're going to write the word business idea. Yeah. Then you're going to write ready customers for the heading for the next column. For your next column, put workers availability. But you want to know if there are people who can do the job, right? In the next column, equipment availability. I'm just writing the word equipment. Our space a little limited, so. In the next column, stock or raw material, what it is that you're going to use to produce the things. Stock or raw materials. You want to know that you can get it, because if you run out of raw materials, how are you going to make the product? Is it a seasonal product? For example, suppose you want to make a sorrel-based product. Do you buy all the products in December, or are you feeling safe that you can get your raw material year-round? Can you get sorrel all year? Look on that. So start raw material. Then you're going to write in a column, the next column, subtotal. So the next column heading is plenty competitors. Plenty competitors. You know, the more people in a market, the harder it is for you to get sales. So if you're coming with the same thing, you have to come good, right? What will be your competitive edge? You have to look at that. Then you're going to put a total. Uh-oh. No more my glasses. Two tables are going to create. This is one table. You're going to create another table. So total. Then you're going to put add total, add the grand total. From page 1. Just add the grand total. I'm going to have to fix that. And then you're going to find your project idea through your final total. So I ended up writing in micro. So I'm just going to duplicate the table and put in the macro screening form. So what you just completed was micro. We're going to do the macro screening table, and then we're going to do our calculations. All right. So table 2, I'm going to right click and duplicate the slide. Now I'm going to write macro, M-A-C-R-O, macro screening, because we're trying to determine what business to open. So we still have business idea as the first, but then in the second section, you're going to put perfect match. In the next column, just write balance out. I'm going to tell you what to do. In the next column, you're going to put money making. In the next column, you're going to put a subtotal. Oh, I missed something. Hold on. Before you reach subtotal, right? Easy to start. It should be, is it easy to start? That's something that you have to make a note of. Easy to start. You have to know if the business is easy to start or hard to start. You're trying to determine what business you're going to open. All right? Hope you have the paper and you're writing it down. So we have perfect match, easy to start, balance out, money making, subtotal. Is the business risky? If it's a business where you can be easily robbed, it is risky. Whether it be robbed by the staff or robbed by persons in your environment, risky. All right? Then you have a section, the second to last column says, you have total, let me see, perfect match, easy to start, balance out, money making, subtotal, risky, total, then a must for success. If you want to see what I'm typing, join me on the YouTube channel on Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica. and you'll be able to see the video, okay? See the slides and what I'm typing. All right, I'm leaving that section blank, but we're gonna actually write out now what our issues are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just gonna insert some more rows so we have some space to see. Oh no, don't tell me I'm gonna have to do this the long way. Oh no. Insert rows below. All right, we're good to go now. All right. So now I have a sheet here that I'm looking on to use as a guide. It's very difficult for you to see and read from here. Hence the reason why I say come on YouTube, because I'm literally typing it on YouTube, okay? Actually typing it on to the Zoom. So I'm gonna put a plus, and what you're going to do is add and subtract to get some scores. Oh. Plus, make it plus. I'm going to tell you when to calculate, what to calculate. Now, here is your guide. I want you to come up with, how much space do you have here? I want you to give yourself about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 sorts of business ideas, right? So I'm going to write some business ideas here. Restaurant. That's one business idea I'm putting here, right? Next business idea. Travel. Next business idea. Give me a business idea for those of you online. Give me a business idea. Put in a barber shop. Give me a business idea. An entertainment spot. Give me a business idea, man. One more business idea. All right. So I have here restaurant, travel business, training school. I put wedding center. We just want to eliminate, show you the process of elimination by using this funnel. This funnel model. So those of you who are on TikTok, if you cannot see, come on over to YouTube at Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica, right? So we're doing this macro screening activity first. So you're going to rate the areas that you have written out according to what you can do, your capabilities, and what is there. All right, wedding decor, or let me put events planning. Events planning, right? Events planning business. And let me put Forex trading. So these are my business ideas. Having a restaurant, a travel business, a training school, a barber shop, an entertainment spot, events planning business, or Forex trading. So according to this tool, you are going to score from a 5 extremely high to a 0 for absent. So 5 extremely high, 4 for high, average is 3, fair is 2, poor is 1, and absent 0. So for the restaurant, is the restaurant a perfect match for me based on my skill set, based on my ideas, my desires, or dream? Well, it's not a perfect match for me. I'm not a chef. So it's not a perfect match, but it's an opportunity because there's not a restaurant in the area. So I'm looking on the area to see what the area has, but I can't always hire a chef, right? So is it a perfect match? I'm not going to say high. So I'm not giving it a 4. I'm giving it fear, which is a 2. Giving it fear. Is it easy to start? Perfect match in the code, by the way, says, does it match the skills and ability of the entrepreneur or the key staff? Right? If you identify that you have key staff, great chef, let's put 3. Partner with people you know can help your business. Is the business easy to start? Can the business be started within a short period? How much capital do I need? Once we have the space, I get my stove, I get my gas, I get the Lyssa-Ann, I get it meshed so that if the food health inspectors come, there's no problem. I already know who to get to cook. Fairly easy to start. So I'll put 4 as a high. I want to say extremely high, right? Once I have the capital, yeah? Balance out. Will it balance out my personal or family costs against benefit to be gained? What time will the restaurant close? Is this restaurant going to be open until 2 a.m.? If it's open until 2 a.m., will I get to spend time with my children, with my husband, with my wife? So look on it now, right? Does it balance out? Well, it can balance out if I can get home by 9:30, so maybe close the restaurant by 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Well, how much money can I make with a restaurant closing at 7? Depends. Maybe if it's a catering business, you know, let us see. Maybe I can spend time with my family at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to rate the balance out as 2. Fear, God, is a little bit poor. Money making, will the business be profitable? Yes, the business will definitely be profitable because we don't have any restaurants. So now you're going to get a subtotal here. So you're going to add the scores that you have. I have 3 for perfect match, 3 plus 4, 7, 2. We're going to add 7 plus 2. That's 9 and 5, 14. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, right? So my subtotal is 14. I put my 14 here. Then I'm going to say, is the business risky? Yes, we're going to have insurance because there can be fire, there can be slip and fall. Can it fail easily? Are we going to be cooking food that people want? How high is the risk? I don't think we're going to fail. No, it's not a high failure. I would give it a low rating for failure because there's no restaurant like this in the community and people want it. It's not like I'm going to come with some international cuisine, French style that people don't want. I'm going to come with my French fried chicken, my regular standard oxtail and stuff that people can afford, right? Some jerk chicken neck, who knows? And so I think in terms of risk, do we have extortionists? Because if you have extortionists now, you have to put that in there. Do you have to pay the DON in the community money for establishing a business? Is there a DON? Did you check your external environment to see if there's a DON there? There is no DON, but you know you have some scrubs in the community who might want to loaf and beg your money here and there. So you make sure you put some mitigating or miscellaneous expenses on your books, right? And I would say risk is average. So I give it a 3. Right? So you minus the risk from the subtotal. 3 from 14 give you 11. And that's your total. All right? Why is it that you think this business will be successful? If there's a specific reason why you think this business must work out, right? Write it in the last column. I'm gonna put no competition. That's my must for success. There's no competition. And you're gonna do the same thing with the other business ideas that you have. And when you're finished, we're gonna narrow down the business ideas based on the score. That's how this thing works. So for the travel business, do I have the perfect skill set? Does it match my skill set? 5. Is it easy to start? Depends. First of all, I'd have to scout the places. Maybe it's an online travel business I'm going to do from home. I'd put 4 travel. I might need to get certification and insurance. That might be costly, right? So for the travel business, can it be started within a short time? Fairly, yes, if I have all my information. Does it balance out the family? Yes. We can, the people of the family can come with me or come with us if we're going to go on the road or whatever, right? Will the business be profitable? Well, you're starting a business to make a profit. This is not a non-profit, it's not a charity. So I would say business will be profitable. Based on the profit margin, will it be higher or not? Not too sure. So I'm going to put average. Because I don't want to price myself out of the market. So I'm going to put average. Then I'm going to calculate again. 5149 and 514 and 317. So 17 to the score. Is this business risky? Risk involved if we go to certain places. Sometimes you might have gunmen there, you know, the extortion is here and there. But in terms of startup risk, high failure, not unless I invest in a bus, but I don't have to have the bus. I can always charter a bus originally. So I'd say the risk factor is fairly low. I'd say fair 2. So we're now going to minus the risk from the subtotal, and that gives me 2 from 17 equal 15. What is the must for success? Low cost? Definitely not competition, or maybe the low cost of an entry, okay? And maybe it's a niche that you started. A niche is an area that is not common, right? And an area that is not common. You alone may be offering, or very few persons may be offering products and services in that category. All right, next, training school. Is it a perfect match? Yes, I can teach. Is it easy to start? Once I identify the location and I have the capital, it can start. Does it balance out with family time? Yes, I can always finish a school by 8 o'clock. So it balances out with family. Hi. Money making. Will the business be profitable? That depends. How much can students afford to pay for lessons? If they pay, do they pay monthly? Do they pay for a term? that can impact the amount of hours I go and I spend to teach. It must make sense. So, and there's a lot of schools out there. How many schools are in the community? So in terms of money making for it to be profitable, I can say maybe average for now. Let's get our subtotals together. To 17 again. Risk. How risky is it? I would say a fair risk, because the main risk would be not knowing how many students would take up the courses for the school, right? So we're looking and we're weighing to say how risky. We get the same score, but what will make the business successful? If it's a training business, what can make it successful? And I can say mixed modality, offer it virtual or physical. That's a food for thought. All right. So the next one, the barbershop. Does the skill match the entrepreneur key staff? Have the key staff who can run the barbershop? Can it be started within a short period? Yes, not much needed. We need more for school than that. Barbershop, you need a chair, you need a chairs. Not much. Family, can family cost be weighed against what is to be gained? Well, it depends on the hours of the barbershop, but I'd say yes, the average barbershop goes by 10 o'clock. So we would say 3, yes. Only thing is that sometimes they open on Sunday, you may not be able to go to church. So look at that. And you structure your barbershop when it is suitable for you to open. Can the business be profitable? Well, people always need grooming. Maybe we won't just offer barbering inside the shop. Maybe we sell accessories. Maybe we sell food. We'll find other things to allow us to make some money. Looking on that right there, that's a business idea. So I would say the business have a high chance of being profitable because of the location and, let me see, and the fact that it won't just be cutting hair alone in there. We're going to sell some phone case and things that people like. So let me add this up. 5 and 5, 10, 5, 15 and 3, 18. 18 the score for the barber shop. How risky is it? Not much risk for that. Very, very low risk. Unless you're in a community where the extortion and the rent. Rent sometimes for building is what really, really stifles small businesses. Maybe you can start it at home, then you go out. Start building a clientele on your veranda. How many barbers start that way? Put up a little shop outside the gate and you start that way. Who knows? Do it on your veranda where you can have a little bathroom beside it, because clients come, clients may want a bathroom. So do it on your veranda, put a bathroom beside it, and you're good to go. So we see here 16, when we check the risk, what is the most for success? Added product. For it to be success, you need that added products. Let's look on the next business idea, entertainment spot. Is there any entertainment spot in the idea? Can you deal with that? Well, it's matches skill and abilities of the entrepreneur. Is it easy to start? If you have the available location. So there is a limit, the available location. Maybe you can start the entertainment spot at home. Can one be done in a residential facility? Look at that, because you don't want to be breaking the law. You're going to get in problem with police. Is there one in the area? What kind of entertainment spot? Is it that you're going to play board games? It don't have to be a Bugu Yaga place. You might be able to rent a space in your churchyard outside on the place on board the game and have fun once a night, once a week. You know? And you call it social. Every Thursday night you have community social. Maybe you can use a community center. So let's look. Does it balance out your personal and family time? Well, my family can come to the entertainment spot too. So I'd say hi, yes. Balance out. Can it be money making? Well, we're not just going to play game alone. We're going to sell food too. So I'll say, yes, it is money making. I can make some money from this. The business will be profitable. High chance of it being profitable. Because we're going to be bringing people together. We're going to be having fun. And we're going to be eating and all of that. So let's add up our scores. We have 8 and we have 8. 2 8s is what? Let's put 16 here. The easy to start part was where I scored low on. It's easy to start, easy game. It's just a location. I'm going to put a 4. I'm going to change it and put a 4. It's not hard to start. It's easy to start. You just need a location. So 9. I'll put 17 here. Risk. How risky is it? Very, very. I don't believe this is a risk based on the entertainment spot. It's not like a place where we're going to be selling liquor and people will drink. It's a place of family time. That's what we're promoting, right? The risk might be the availability of the place. But if it is that the community center is available and not being used, then hey, I'm going to score it a 1. So I'm going to put a 16. What is a must for this to be successful? Location. I have 2 more business ideas to go that we need to weigh and look on the score. So far, I see my lowest rating as a restaurant. But events planning, am I events planner? Do I have the skill? Is it easy to start? Does it balance out with my time? Is it money making? Can I charge a lot for events planning? Do my subtotal. 2 9s. 18, because 5 and 4, 9, yeah, 14, that 18. Is event planning very risky? It depends. If it is that the event rain out and you don't properly plan for rain, you may lose some investment. If it is, sometimes you can have perishables like flowers and those things, if you're the one who's also doing the decorating. So it depends on what aspect of event planning and management you're doing, right? So I would say average risk or low risk. Fear, number 2. So 18 minus 2, 16. So I put its dependability for, in terms of it being success, what is a must for its success? Clients, the right clients. People can be very clannish and just support their friends and people who they know are popular. If you haven't made a particular brand yet, if you're not known, sometimes, you know, it might be stonewall and not allowed to enter the industry. So let's look on our last business opportunity here to do Forex trading. Is it a perfect match for me? I do not know how to trade. I would have to learn. So I'd put why? 0, skill set absent. Is it easy to start? Yes, it is easy to start once I have the money. Will it balance out time? Yes, because I can work from home. Is it money making? Yes, it can make a lot of money from it high. So let us weigh this. 10 for 14. How risky is it? Forex trading can be risky sometimes. The market fluctuates. Yeah. So I'm going to put, in terms of risky, high risk 4. 14 minus the high risk would give me 10. What is a must for this to succeed? Stable market. Stable market and global economy. All right. So now that you have done the macro screening, which is I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I am now going to narrow down my funnel from brainstorming 8 ideas or my 10 project ideas to my top 3 idea and then the best idea. So what are the top 3 ideas? I need to look on the scores. But here is the issue. I have some ties here. So based on what is here, it says, my top 3 is events planning, the entertainment spot, and the barbershop, because all 3 got 16 scores, 16. So I'm gonna copy all 3, or just write it down if you're writing. Uh-oh. Trying to copy and paste and kind of cut him out at the time a little bit. Hold on. And I'm going to my first table that I created, and that is where I'm going to paste my information in the section there for the micro screening kit. So don't paste the table score, just the subtotal you need. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You're going to, on this table, add the grand total from the page 1. So the total that you have on this page over here, the 16, the 11 for the top 3, that is what you're going to put in this section that says add the grand total from hold on, from previous slide. So the 16 is what we're going to put there. It's raining. I don't know if you can hear the sound. All right, let me just, 1 minute, let me just close the door to ease up some of the sound. All right, so we're narrowing down to our top 3 idea and our top business idea. I don't know what you have in your chart, but we are using this model to narrow down our business ideas. So I told you what I have in my table. I hope you wrote your business ideas in there. So are we ready now for micro screening? So I'm looking on the barber shop, the entertainment spot, and events planning. And I'm going to say now, okay, using the same score, we're going to add for customers, and we're going to minus if we have plenty competition. And that's how we're going to get our total score. So let's go. For the barber shop, do I have ready customers? Are there customers? Yes, people want to cut hair every month, every week. I can get customers daily and people doing eyebrow. How many? I don't know, but yes. Based on the location. Yeah. Are there workers available? Yes. I know of workers available. Trying to come across to the next table. So you put your rating. If it is high in terms of you being able to get people to work, you put that. Do you have the equipment? Equipment for the project can be accessed easily. So even though you don't have it yet, can you easily get shear? Yes, you can buy it online. You can go down to Cherries or more and get it. You have how many barber supply place, you can get that. So I'm going to put yes, 10. Workers availability. Equipment availability. Yes. Stock or raw material needed for production process is readily available. Yes. Plenty competition now. The market already have a number of persons doing similar job. Yeah. You have a lot of competition, but does your location have that same amount of competitors? You have to look on your location when you're determining the competition. So I'd say average. If it's half a tree you're going, you know, you have a whole heap of clients. So it depends on where you're going to go. All right. So do your subtotal and then minus plenty competition. So add ready available workers 5 plus customers 10 plus equipment 15 plus stock 20. I'm going to put the 20 there. Then I'm going to minus the plenty of competitors. So 20 minus 4 give me what? 16, right? I'm going to add my grand total that I have from the next slide, and that will give me my final figure. So 16 and 16 should be 32. Put that there. That's the score for the barber shop. Now the entertainment spot. Readily customers. Yes, people are bored in the community. Ready workers. Yes. Ready workers. Equipment available or can be easily accessed. Yes. I don't know what's in your community, but that's just what I'm putting down to come up with mine. Stock or raw material needed is easily available. Yes, I can easily get my games. Yes. Add up. I get 20 again. Do I have plenty competition? Does the market have a number of persons in there? No. My community is so low-key and boring. We don't have any competition. So I'd say absent for that. So my score is 20. I'm going to add the score that was on the macro screen. So I have 36. Right? I know it's your lunchtime, so I'm going to hurry up so you can complete this and actually know how to generate an idea as to which is the business for you to open. Looking at your skill set availability, we're going to market your environment and so forth. And we can continue this presentation another day too, because I have 40 slides here and we are just at slide 29. Let's see. So we have events planning to do. So for events planning, we have ready customers. Not necessary. People have events seasonal. Am I going to focus on a particular type of event? If it's weddings, then that's only a particular time of the year, right? I don't know. So I can say ready customers, not that average. If people not getting married every day, they do get married, but some don't need an events planner. Are workers available? Yes, I can get workers available. 4. Equipment available for the project? Yes. Stock available for the project? Ask me if money is available. Money might be the issue. Do you have plenty of competition? Yes, I'd say you have average competition. Let's add up and minus the competition. 5 and 5, 10, 4, 14, and 3. 17. Hi, Jem. So that's 17. Hi, Jem. Hi, Life with Jay. Pretty to Smile, Miss Fabulous, Diane Garden, and all those who are sharing. Thank you so much. All right. So I have a score of 17 for events planning. I am going to minus competition from it. That's going to give me 14. I'm now going to add the 14 and 16 to see what do I get. And that look like 20 and 6 there, 30, a score of 30. So based on the activity that we just did, right? Antoinette, I hope you're following along, right? I can't see you based on what I'm doing right now, but what is on the screen here shows the scores for the top 3 ideas. So your idea is coming from 10. You narrow down those 10 ideas to 3. And then what is the project idea you're going to look at? Do you open the entertainment shop, the barbershop, or events planning? Based on the environment, based on the screening, the business with the highest score that looks most favorable right now for you, with lowest overhead costs and the support, may be the entertainment spot. So, Cherry's Hotspot and more, here we come. That is the business that will be open. And that is one way in which you select how to know what kind of business to open. So you're going to look on the area to see how much competition is there, what the rent is like, if there's available space, how much you can charge, because that determines your profitability. Sometimes it might make sense to go to an area where cutting hair might not cost $2,000. But if somebody pay $1,000, you can still make a profit because your rent will be far cheaper than if you were paying a $60,000 rent in an upscale salon. All right? So that's called the funnel model, micro screening and macro screening. Thank you so much for staying with me. We move it right along. Maybe we can complete this in the next 10 minutes and we get out of here by 12:30. All right. Remember, you can always replay the video on Holistic Healing Ministries, Jamaica YouTube page, and do this again in your own time. What is your business idea? What is on your heart? Is it feasible to open that business? Remember, you could open any of those 3 businesses, the last 3, but you're going to look and weigh on the pros and the cons. Even though events planning might have the event section alone may have been the one with the highest score. Is that the one that is burning and pressing for me right now? I'm going to choose the one that I'm passionate about with the lowest risk that seems feasible as well. But that would have been the best one based on the activity, based on performance, based on profitability projection. All right. So we're going on to the next topic. Why should I start a business instead of putting my money in the bank? You may still put your money in the bank after you start the business, but instead of trying to just gain interest on an investment, which is a fixed return, when you start a business, you positively contribute to society while improving your earning. You get to make a profit based on your margin and the prices that you charge. You get to increase your network. You get to help people. And so there's intrinsic benefit. You feel good to know that you help somebody overcome a great challenge. So people don't just start business because they want to make money. It's far greater than that. The need may be there. You may be an important destiny helper to your community, to that business area there. Right now, businesses are also ministries. So you may help to touch somebody's life just by having your presence at that location. So what are your benefits of having a business now? What are the benefits? You also have the opportunity to be your own boss, the chance to show your creativity, the chance to determine your own future. You're able to make a difference in the lives of others. You can lead a successful team. Wow. You can lead a successful team. You can make extra money in your spare time. Who don't want to make extra money? Make extra money, put on some events on weekend, right? In your spare time. And some people just stay at home and watch TV and do nothing. God made your hands and your mind to be creative and productive. So be productive. More benefits. You get to supply the need or demand of a product. You get to create employment, and that's important. Creating employment helps your country to grow. You contribute to economic growth and GDP. You also encourage competition and creativity. It's because of competition that some things are developed. And you get to overcome rejection and strengthen your whole personal development and skill set. Look on Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. His fried chicken was rejected so many times, but he continuously worked on his fried chicken secret recipe. He focused on the demand for quality and excellence. And look at KFC original fried chicken, man, finger licking good. So he made a brand for himself and became a multimillionaire. Right? KFC today make more money than Colonel Sanders when he opened it, when he sold his franchise. Look at Pepsi. Pepsi and even Coca-Cola. How did they come about? BC. It was medicine that was being formulated and it became a drink. Medicine become drink, become soda, become a worldwide brand. So you can experiment, you can become creative, you can contribute to your nation, you too can start a business with the little that you have, that housekeeper that was fired from that hotel, and Dr. Miles Monroe say, use your stove you have in the kitchen, bake some cookies, give it to them and make a profit. You can become successful. Gentle Care Nursing Service, who is an organizer for this event. How did they start? The owner was working in the nursing industry, and she decided that what the hospital was doing, the people who got, sent home from the hospital, there were many that needed care. What next? How many persons in our area offer that service, that personal care? And she found a niche, and she carved out a niche. In Philadelphia in 2001, the business was up and running. She became a woman business owner, featured in the Woman's Yellow Page. Let me see. Here's the Yellow Page. She's on the cover here as a Black business owner. Right? Here, in the Woman's Yellow Pages in Philadelphia. And that's how she started Gentle Care Nursing Service, and now she has expanded to be offering business services with the GCNS co-working space. So if you want to do a small business and you don't have the office space, like she didn't have any office space when she started for many years. She worked in her basement. She set up an office at home in her basement, get a little printer, get her chair and her thing. When you go in there, you see a little candy on the table. That's how small business start. She sold the things that the nurses need, the scrubs, the watches. She did training. She had her videotapes here to ensure that the staff was trained, certified LPN and CNAs. Yes. What she couldn't do, she had even her family, her own children, help with the network, the IT, help with documentation. Sometimes you have to bring your family into your business to help it to start before you can pay people. Be creative. And don't say you can't do it because you don't have any help, because Gentle Care did it. Learn from others who have gone before you. Make money doing something that you love. She loved helping people. She still loves helping people. She has a very kind heart. Right? And she knows how to help no matter what level you are, or if you have a mental illness. That's her gift. She may not be a talkative person like me, So her skill set is being compassionate and caring. But she still ran her business. And whatever business that you have, for those of you who are spiritual, pray over it. Pray over it. Don't let any negative energy impact your business. Make money doing something you love and probably become a leader in your field, probably become wealthy. Who knows what door may open for you? Now is the time for you to become a business owner. Now is the time for you to become a business leader. Now is the time for you to stop being an entrepreneur and become an entrepreneur. You can freelance, offer it through Fiverr.com. Who knows? You can write, you can teach. Offer some of your teaching on Teachable or do your own online course. Earn from professional videos on social media. Earn from sponsors. Earn from online trading. Earn by marketing for others. Earn by sharing your talent. Earn from a large following for your content. You know many people earning money through TikTok? You get 5,000 followers, you can get money on TikTok. Earn. Rent what you own. Earn. Earn by helping others. So let us review what we learned today. An entrepreneur owns his or her own business. Globalization and automated systems have made it possible for different business models and for us to earn while we sleep. We have learned today that there are different personal entrepreneurial characteristics of you, the potential entrepreneur, or you, the entrepreneur that has these hidden gifts, talents, and characteristics, and it makes you more competent. Being able to network make you more competent, not giving up easily, make you a better entrepreneur. Being able to persuade others make you a better entrepreneur. We learned today that there are many benefits to having a business, right? Name one such benefit. Guys on TikTok who have been watching, tell me a benefit of owning your own business. Tell me a benefit of owning your own business. Type it there in the chat. Let me see if there's anybody chatting in the chat on YouTube. YouTube, I'm over to see if you're chatting. Okay. I can see you watching, but I don't see the comments. So if there's any questions, I can't answer you. Let me go back to the Zoom. So tell me, what are some of the benefits of owning your own business? Next, evaluate your gifts and talents and use it to solve a problem. Use it to help somebody. Let your gift make room for you. Use it to make some money. I'm using my speaking talent. I'm using my writing talent. What are you using? Don't spend all your life working for people. Earn passive income. While you sleep, you can earn. You also learned today how, through the funneling model of using micro and macro screening, to determine what business to start. If you missed that, watch the replay on Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica, right? Use that funnel model and take the risk and start your own business. We hope that we can have more sessions where we can discuss setting up the business, the type of businesses like sole trader, partnership, and corporation. What's the difference between them, right? If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at bizcoachja@gmail.com. There's a Facebook group that you can join where we can talk. Simply contact me, ask me whatever questions you want. I'm a business consultant. I'm a business coach as well. And I should have my business book coming out soon to help you, right? Do you have any questions? Coming over to YouTube to see if there are any questions. You want to know what type of business to open? You can open a sole trader that's registering in your name only. You can get a partner, but my advice to you is to ensure that you have a partnership agreement. When you have partners, you can open a non-profit charitable organization or a social organization. You can open a LLC, a company or a corporation. Private limited, you don't get people buy shares in the private limited, but for public limited companies like JMB and so forth, then you have investors, people invest in shares. So there are different types of businesses. Those things you see in my book coming out soon, right? Those of you on TikTok, you enjoy the session, please get a rose. There are rose, that's my target for today, to get a rose. So help me to get my target. And I want to thank you so much for joining. Remember, we have this evening at 4 o'clock, Dr. Stephanie Larty coming on to do strategic leadership and transferable skills. Okay. Join us again. Holistic Healing Ministries Jamaica YouTube. The Zoom link, you'd have to register to get the Zoom link to participate in the Zoom chat. We have persons doing business promotion today that is free. If you want to promote your business online with us, simple, email me at bizcoachjamaica, bizcoachja, not Jamaica, JA, @gmail.com, or WhatsApp me at 876-845-2696 and let me know what your business name is, who you are, what your product service is, and you share that for about 2 minutes or so online. Tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow we have our big event. We start off at 10 o'clock with business promotion tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I know for a fact that we have a life coach who will be sharing her business. She is one of the interviewees. She's in China. I will be speaking on workplace harassment and bullying by 10:30. Then we have Andrea Toussaint coming to talk on leadership. She coming to train, so come ready. Leadership tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, Leaders Arise with Andrea Toussaint, Leadership Manager. When Andrea is finished, we have more promotions. Then I'll be doing business plan, the parts of the business plan in the afternoon. Then after business plan writing, we have Jody-Ann from Florida. Jody-Ann Wright, who will be doing growing your business. So building from the ground up, sharing her personal story, how she grew the business that she has there in Florida, different businesses that fail, how she managed in a new environment, in a new country, right? Building from the ground up. So thank you so much. Without further ado, I hope that you have a great day. We still have the same Zoom link to use today. So if you have registered to be a part of the program for today, it's the same Zoom link. See you again for me, I'll be on 4:45 Jamaica time. That will be 4:45 US, right? We start the presentation, 4 o'clock our time sharp, which is 5 o'clock US time. And it will be, let me see, 6 a.m. in Australia. So that's gonna be very early for Dr. Larty, but come on in and join us later on. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on TikTok, on YouTube, and in Zoom. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And I do hope you learned something today from Lyssa-Ann Clarke, business consultant, the creative biz coach, author, teacher, and spiritual mentor as well. Have a wonderful day, and thank you guys for joining me online, even at ladies' night and in our Bible study. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the like. And I'm waiting to see the rose. Those of you on waiting to see my rose come up, man. Share a rose or share a diamond. Let me stop the live stream. Bye, everybody on YouTube.